Okay, let's unpack this. Have you ever found yourself wondering why so many people you know, and maybe even you yourself, are living paycheck to paycheck?
Yeah.
And this isn't just about those with modest incomes. We're talking about people who earn a decent salary, work hard, yet still feel like they're constantly running on a financial treadmill, barely keeping pace.
Right. Just sort of treading water, financially speaking.
Exactly. It's a question that can be incredibly frustrating, and often it's not about a lack of effort or just bad luck.
No, definitely not always.
The truth, as we found in our research, is that there are often hidden traps woven into our modern financial system, invisible currents that can keep millions stuck in a cycle of financial struggle.
Yeah, they're very subtle sometimes,
Yeah.
baked right into how things work.
They're so common, so integrated into our spending habits and societal expectations that we often don't even recognize them for what they are.
Absolutely. They just
Uh,
accept it as normal.
but here's the genuinely good news and the reason we're diving deep today. Once these traps are identified, truly understood for their insidious nature, escaping them becomes not just possible, but incredibly empowering.
That's the key part. Understanding leads to action.
It's like finding the hidden levers in a complex machine. Our mission for this deep dive is to pull back the curtain on these pervasive financial traps and, more importantly, clearly show you the practical, beginner-friendly escape routes.
Uh-huh.
We want to give you a shortcut to being well-informed, equipped with surprising facts, and feeling truly in control of your financial future.
And it's crucial to emphasize that point because for so many, the stress and frustration around money stem not from a lack of effort, but from systemic issues and a distinct lack of specific practical financial knowledge.
Right. It's not taught in schools usually.
Exactly. Our education system, for all its strengths, often leaves a gaping hole where financial literacy should be, and the fast-paced, consumer-driven world only exacerbates that.
Makes it harder.
It does. So this deep dive is explicitly designed for anyone who has ever felt stuck, overwhelmed, or simply confused about their money situation, regardless of their current income level.
Yeah. Whether you're earning a lot or a little.
Precisely. We're not just identifying why most Americans might find themselves in a challenging financial position, which is crucial in itself. We're also, and perhaps more importantly, exploring what concrete actions you can take to actively avoid falling into those same cycles.
The how-to part.
The how-to, exactly. Our conversation today will explore 5 key areas that, once understood and addressed with intentional action, can unlock significant and lasting financial progress for you. Tag the 5 hidden traps and their escape routes.
Okay, let's kick things off with what's arguably one of the biggest reasons people find themselves perpetually broke, even when their income grows. The lifestyle trap, or what we often call lifestyle inflation.
Ah, yes, the classic.
This one is incredibly relatable and sometimes, well, a little uncomfortable to acknowledge. It feels so natural, so well-deserved, doesn't it?
It really does. I worked hard for this raise.
Exactly. Think about it. You get a raise or a bonus, or maybe even land a fantastic new job with a higher salary. What's often the immediate, almost unconscious thought, I've earned this. It's time to enjoy life a little more, time to upgrade.
Mm-hmm. The reward mentality kicks in.
And so the upgrades begin. Maybe that perfectly functional car starts to look a bit old, and suddenly a newer, shinier model with a higher monthly payment, more expensive insurance, and pricier maintenance seems like a necessity.
Or feels like one, anyway.
Right. Perhaps you decide to move from a perfectly adequate apartment to a slightly larger one in a trendier neighborhood, which inevitably comes with increased rent or mortgage costs, higher utilities.
And often a ripple effect of more expensive local coffee shops and restaurants. It all adds up.
It really does. Or perhaps it's more subtle. You start eating out more frequently, opting for pricier establishments, subscribing to more streaming services, or buying more discretionary items because, hey, your income went up, right?
That's the insidious part, the small, gradual increases.
This isn't just about occasional splurges. It's about a steady, almost imperceptible creep in your everyday spending. The critical problem arises when your spending grows just as fast as, or alarmingly, even faster than your income.
Faster is where it really gets dangerous.
It creates this perpetual, invisible treadmill where you're running harder, earning more, but never actually getting ahead financially. You feel like you're making progress because your income statement looks better.
But your bank account and net worth tell a very different and often stagnant story.
Yeah. It's a classic case of chasing consumption, and it's incredibly difficult to step off once you're on it.
That really captures the essence of lifestyle inflation, hosts. It's precisely its insidious nature that makes it such a powerful trap.
Mm-hmm.
It's not usually a sudden, dramatic plunge into debt. Rather, it's a slow, creeping expansion of your expenses that, as you said, mirrors or even outpaces your income growth.
Yeah, just sneaks up on you.
Our source material offers a very stark and clear illustration that drives this home.
Mm.
If you make $40,000 a year and spend $39,000, you're not rich.
Okay, makes sense.
If you make $100,000 a year and spend $99,000, you're still not rich.
Wow. So the number itself doesn't matter as much
As the gap. This example highlights a crucial point. It's not about the absolute number of dollars you earn. It's about the financial space, the surplus you create for yourself.
the breathing room.
Exactly. The actual wealth building happens in that gap between what you earn and what you keep. Without that surplus, regardless of your gross income, you remain financially vulnerable, susceptible to the next unexpected expense.
Always on edge.
It's like being on a hedonic treadmill, where increased consumption only provides a temporary boost in happiness before you adapt and desire more.
Ah, interesting term. Hedonic treadmill.
Yeah. And societal pressures and the relentless drumbeat of consumerism only fuel this trap, making it incredibly difficult to resist. We're constantly bombarded with messages that tell us we deserve the latest gadget, the trendiest clothing, the most luxurious
As
experiences.
soon as our income allows for it, like it's mandatory.
Pretty much. There's an expectation, both internal and external, that increased income must lead to an upgraded lifestyle. It requires a deliberate, often countercultural choice to prioritize financial security over immediate gratification.
That sounds hard.
It can be. But this choice is where true financial power begins.
Okay. So, with that understanding of this invisible treadmill, what's our plan of attack? How do you escape this trap that feels so natural, so almost unavoidable in our consumer-driven society?
Well, the core idea is simple, but needs discipline.
The solution, as our source points out, is conceptually simple, though it absolutely requires discipline. It's a conscious decision not to increase your lifestyle every single time your income increases.
Deciding not to.
Yeah, imagine the power in that shift in perspective. Instead of seeing a raise as an immediate opportunity to upgrade your car or your wardrobe, you view it as an opportunity to build real financial muscle.
Reframe the raise. Not as spending money, but as building money.
Exactly. This brings us to a powerfully effective concept. Pay yourself first. This isn't just a catchy phrase, it's a strategic financial maneuver that leverages human psychology.
How does that work, practically?
It means that the moment you receive a raise, a bonus, or any increase in income, you lock in a portion of that new money specifically for savings or investments before it even touches your regular spending accounts.
Automate it, ideally.
The easiest way to do this, automation. Set up an automatic transfer. Make it non-negotiable. For example, if you get a 10% raise, maybe 5% or even 8% of that new money goes straight into a dedicated savings account or investment fund.
And only the remaining 2% to 5% is allocated to a slight, intentional, and conscious lifestyle upgrade, if you even want that.
Right, maybe you don't even need that. Think about the long-term impact. This isn't just about saving money. It's about actively rerouting future income streams before they're mentally allocated to spending.
Creates a barrier,
Mm.
stops the impulse.
It creates a psychological barrier, ensuring your future self benefits from today's discipline. Imagine the financial freedom of intentionally growing that gap, that space between your income and your expenses year after year.
That gap is everything.
That gap becomes your emergency fund, your investment capital, your path to true financial independence. It's the engine that leverages compound interest over decades to build truly significant wealth, often far beyond what you could save by simply cutting back expenses later.
Absolutely. When we connect this to the bigger picture, mastering this lifestyle trap by pay yourself first means intentionally choosing financial freedom over immediate gratification.
It's a mindset shift.
It is. It's far more than just a budgeting hack. It's a profound mindset shift that reorients your entire financial trajectory. When you consistently funnel a portion of your increased income into savings and investments, you're not just accumulating money, you're building a powerful buffer against unforeseen circumstances.
Action.
Yes, you're creating opportunities for passive income streams and significantly accelerating your journey toward long-term wealth. This single decision sets the foundational groundwork for genuine financial security.
So you're ready for opportunities or problems?
Exactly. It means that when compelling investment opportunities arise, or when an unexpected expense inevitably hits, you have capital readily available. You're not forced to take on high-interest debt or make desperate financial compromises.
You have choices.
You have choices. This strategy fundamentally transforms your relationship with money from one of constant consumption to one of strategic accumulation and intentional growth. It's about understanding that true wealth isn't solely measured by how much you earn, but by how much you retain, grow, and ultimately how much control you have over your financial choices.
Okay, our next financial trap is something that's ubiquitous, marketed universally as a convenience, a symbol of modern living, but often acts as a silent wealth killer.
Oh, I know this one.
Credit card debt, it's everywhere, isn't it? From the moment we turn 18, we're inundated with offers for credit cards, promising tantalizing rewards, cash back, and effortless transactions.
They make it sound so appealing, so easy.
They're presented as sophisticated tools for ease of purchase, for building your credit score, and for accessing funds when you need them. The marketing is incredibly effective at highlighting the benefits and glossing over the very real, often devastating dangers.
The fine print tells a different story.
But here's the shocking fact, and our source drives this home with clear data. For most people, they become a significant drain. This isn't just a minor inconvenience, it's a major obstacle that silently siphons away your hard-earned money.
Without you even realizing the full extent of the damage until it's accumulated into a mountain of debt.
Yeah, it's like a slow, steady, and often invisible leak in your financial bucket, constantly draining your resources, especially when you're caught in the trap of only making minimum payments.
Your analogy of a slow leak is spot on. And it's particularly insidious because it often starts with legitimate needs or small, justifiable expenses that spiral out of control.
Right, it's not always frivolous spending.
Not at all. The mechanics of credit card debt are deceptively simple, yet devastatingly effective at keeping people trapped. We're talking about incredibly high interest rates, often starting about 20% APR.
20%.
Wow. And sometimes pushing into the high 20s or even 30s for certain cards or after promotional periods end.
That's just huge.
It is. To truly grasp the impact, consider this clear example from our source material. Carrying a balance can turn a $100 purchase into a $200 purchase over time due to accumulating interest.
Double the price just from interest.
Easily, if you only make minimum payments over several years. This isn't just hypothetical. It means if you buy a new pair of shoes for $100 and only make minimum payments, you could easily end up paying double for them. Now, extrapolate that across all your credit card purchases. This compounds rapidly, creating a situation where a significant portion, sometimes the vast majority of your monthly payment, goes directly to interest, doing nothing to reduce your principal balance.
So you're just paying the bank, not paying down the debt.
Exactly. You're paying the bank, not yourself. This then leads directly to a massive opportunity cost. Think about it. Hundreds of dollars in interest every month is money you could be saving for a down payment on a home, investing in a Roth IRA for retirement, funding your emergency fund.
Or actively building your future in so many other productive ways. Instead, it's just vanishing.
It's simply vanishing into the pockets of the credit card companies. People often fall into this trap due to unexpected expenses that they don't have savings for, or simply through gradual, habitual overspending that slowly builds up balances they can't pay off in full.
It's an easy trap to fall into.
It's a very common pathway into financial struggle, often accompanied by feelings of shame or helplessness.
That truly highlights the destructive power of unchecked credit card debt. So, the critical question is, how do we escape this high-interest quicksand that seems to pull us deeper with every passing month?
The attack plan needs to be aggressive.
The primary escape strategy is clear and direct. Focus on paying off high-interest debt as quickly as possible. This might sound obvious, but it requires a very intentional and aggressive approach, often demanding sacrifices in other areas of your budget in the short term.
Right. Tighten the belt for a bit.
There are two main strategies many people employ. The first is called the debt avalanche method. This mathematically saves you the most money in the long run by prioritizing the debt with the highest interest rate first.
Highest APR gets the extra cash.
Exactly. You make minimum payments on all other cards and throw every extra dollar you can find at that highest interest debt. Once it's gone, you roll that payment amount into the next highest interest rate, creating an avalanche effect. Makes mathematical sense. The second is the debt snowball method. This focuses on paying off the smallest balance first.
Smallest dollar amount, regardless of interest rate.
Right. While it might cost a little more in interest overall, the psychological boost of quickly eliminating an entire debt can be incredibly motivating for many, helping them stick to the plan when progress feels slow.
Ah, the quick win. That can be powerful.
It can. The key, regardless of method, is to direct every extra dollar you can towards these balances. Our source encourages even small, consistent actions. Even small extra payments can save you thousands over time.
Consistency is key.
Think about it. An extra $25 or $50 added to your minimum payment consistently can dramatically reduce the total interest you pay and the time it takes to become debt-free. It's about consistent, deliberate effort.
Little bits add up significantly over time with high interest.
And for preventing this trap in the future, here's a golden rule for credit card use. If you must use credit cards, treat them like debit cards. Only spend what you can pay off in full each month.
The golden rule, pay it off every month, no exceptions.
This means if you don't have the cash in your bank account right now to cover a purchase, you don't put it on the credit card. This simple discipline transforms the credit card from a dangerous loan into a convenient payment tool that can even help build a strong credit score.
Oh, but only when used responsibly. That's the critical caveat. A crucial point here is that this isn't just about debt repayment. It's fundamentally about shifting your entire relationship with credit itself.
How you think about it.
Exactly. You need to view a credit card for what it truly is. A powerful tool, not an extension of your income. It's a mechanism for temporary borrowing. And like any powerful tool, it needs to be wielded with extreme caution and respect.
Handle with care.
Definitely. Used responsibly, credit cards can absolutely offer benefits like building a strong credit score, which is crucial for things like getting a mortgage, renting an apartment, or even securing certain jobs. They can also provide purchase protections, fraud safeguards, and yes, some rewards.
Those perks they advertise.
Right. However, the moment you carry a balance, those benefits are almost always nullified, overshadowed, and ultimately far outweighed by the exorbitant interest charges.
The interest eats up any rewards pretty fast.
Immediately. It's a calculated risk that, for the vast majority of people who aren't disciplined about paying in full, simply does not pay off.
Hmm.
So, while understanding the benefits of responsible credit use is important, the overarching danger of carrying a balance and how quickly it can erode your financial progress is the critical takeaway here.
The danger outweighs the convenience if you carry a balance.
Massively. It's about moving from a mindset of, I need this now, so I'll put it on the card, to, I can afford this and I'll use my card for convenience, knowing I'll pay it off immediately. This disciplined approach is your strongest defense against this silent wealth killer.
Okay, building on that idea of preparation and avoiding debt, our next trap highlights a critical safety net many lack, and its absence turns minor inconveniences into major financial crises.
The lack of a buffer.
Exactly, the lack of an emergency fund. This isn't just about being unprepared, it's about living without a crucial buffer that far too many people simply don't have. It's one of those things that feels abstract, a nice to have, until you're in a situation where you desperately need it.
Then it becomes painfully clear how essential it is.
The stark reality from our source material really puts this into perspective. Most Americans don't have even $1,000 saved for emergencies.
Just $1,000. That's sobering.
It really is. Just think about that for a moment. $1,000, that's not a huge sum in the grand scheme of things. It's a flat tire and a tow, a minor car repair, a slightly higher than expected utility bill after a cold snap, or an urgent medical copay.
Everyday life stuff, basically,
Mhm.
not catastrophes.
Right. It's not a luxury item, it's the financial equivalent of a spare tire. But its absence leaves millions utterly exposed to the unpredictable nature of life. This isn't about accumulating wealth, it's about basic financial resilience and preventing yourself from being knocked off course by everyday events.
Keeping small problems small.
Exactly. Without it, you're always just one bad day away from a financial setback.
Indeed, the absence of an emergency fund is a critical vulnerability that turns small bumps in the road into insurmountable obstacles, effectively acting as a debt multiplier.
A jet multiplier. How so?
Well, when these inevitable, unexpected events occur, a flat tire that costs a few $100s, an unforeseen medical bill that runs into the thousands, or the devastating blow of a job loss, people without this financial cushion are forced into desperate measures.
Like using credit cards again.
Exactly. They often have no choice but to rely on high-interest loans, such as payday loans, title loans, or, most commonly, resort to using their credit cards. As we just discussed, credit cards come with those punishing interest rates.
Right. Vicious cycle.
It is. So a minor unexpected expense of, say, $500 can quickly become $700 or $800 after interest and minimum payments, especially if it takes several months to pay off. This, as the source highlights, pulls individuals deeper into the cycle of debt, amplifying the problem from the previous trap.
So not having savings forces you into more expensive debt.
Precisely. It's a vicious cycle where not having a small amount of cash on hand forces you to incur much larger costs in the long run. Beyond the immediate financial impact, there's a significant emotional and psychological toll.
Oh, I bet. The stress must be huge.
Living without this financial cushion creates constant anxiety, stress, and a pervasive sense of insecurity. Every unexpected bill or minor hiccup becomes a source of dread, making it incredibly difficult to focus on long-term goals, pursue opportunities, or simply enjoy life without that underlying hum of financial worry.
Sounds exhausting.
It's a heavy mental burden that many carry daily.
That paints a very clear picture of the stress this trap creates. So what's our roadmap for building this essential shield? How do we get started?
The escape plan here is clear, crucial, and thankfully very achievable. Build an emergency fund.
Okay, but where do you start if money's tight?
And you absolutely don't need to start with a huge sum. That's a common misconception that keeps many from even beginning. Our source wisely advises, even if it's just $500 to start.
Just $500. Okay.
That small cushion can protect you from going further into debt when life happens. Think of it as your first line of defense, your initial goal. That $500 can cover many common unexpected expenses without you ever having to touch a high-interest credit card.
That makes sense. A manageable first step.
Exactly. Once you hit that initial target, the momentum starts to build. Over time, the goal should evolve. Over time, aim for 3 to 6 months of expenses saved.
3 to 6 months. That sounds like a lot more.
It is. This longer-term goal provides a much more substantial safety net, particularly crucial for major life events like a job loss or a significant medical emergency. Now, you might be thinking, that sounds impossible with my tight budget, and that's a very valid concern.
Yeah, how do you get there?
But consistency is the absolute key. Save
Mm.
a little every paycheck, and it adds up faster than you think. Even dedicating $25 or $50 from each paycheck to a separate, easily accessible savings account, earmarked specifically for emergencies, can accumulate surprisingly quickly.
Small amounts, but consistently.
Yes. To get started, consider temporary side hustles for a few weeks, selling unused items around your house, or finding one small expense you can cut back on, like one less takeout meal a week, to free up that initial seed money.
Get creative to find that first bit.
Right. And where do you keep this crucial fund? Not in your everyday checking account where it's too accessible for non-emergencies.
Keep it separate.
A high-yield savings account is often ideal. It keeps your money separate, earns a little interest, even if small, it's better than nothing, and remains liquid, meaning you can access it quickly if needed.
Okay, so accessible, but not too accessible.
Exactly. And what is an emergency? It's typically unforeseen and unavoidable. A job loss, a major medical bill, a critical car repair, or an unexpected home repair.
What isn't it?
It's not a new gadget, a vacation, or replacing something that still works just because there's a sale. It's about building a habit, prioritizing security, and watching that peace of mind grow with every dollar saved.
Got it. Define emergency clearly for yourself.
Stepping back, the broader implication here is that an emergency fund isn't just about money in a bank account. It's profoundly about building financial resilience and achieving genuine peace of mind.
Resilience and peace of mind. That sounds good.
It's your shield against life's unpredictable punches, allowing you to absorb shocks without derailing your entire financial plan or plunging into debilitating debt. This fund buys you invaluable time and options.
Time to think, maybe.
Absolutely. For instance, if you were to lose your job, having 3 to 6 months of expenses saved gives you the breathing room to find a suitable new role, without being forced to take the first available, possibly undesirable position just to pay the bills.
Avoids desperation.
It allows you to make calm, rational decisions during a crisis,
Right.
rather than rushed, desperate ones driven by panic. It's a testament to self-reliance and proactive financial planning.
Proactive, not reactive.
Precisely. And as you mentioned, it's about starting, not perfection. The most important step is simply to begin, to put that first $50 into a dedicated account. That initial effort sets the stage for a much more secure and less stressful financial future, transforming uncertainty into a tangible sense of control.
Now, here's a point that I think many of us, myself included, can really relate to, and it points to a systemic flaw that keeps so many people struggling.
The knowledge gap.
Exactly, the lack of financial education. This is a tough truth because it implies that a huge segment of the population is simply not equipped with the fundamental tools needed to navigate the modern financial landscape.
Yeah, it's a widespread issue.
Think about your own schooling. Do you ever wish there was a money management 101 class instead of, say, advanced calculus that you never used again?
Oh, frequently, or at least alongside it.
Right. Our source eloquently points out this educational disconnect. Most schools don't teach financial literacy, so people grow up knowing how to calculate algebra, but not how to budget, invest, or build wealth.
We learn the Pythagorean theorem, but not compound interest often.
Exactly. We learn complex mathematical equations, the intricacies of historical events, and the nuances of literature, all incredibly valuable, of course. But the practical day-to-day skills needed to manage money effectively, to make it grow, and to protect it from common pitfalls.
Those lessons are conspicuously absent from the standard curricula. Yeah.
It leaves millions of people, bright and capable individuals, entering adulthood without the foundational knowledge to build a secure financial future. It's a massive, pervasive knowledge gap that impacts generations.
Often perpetuating cycles of financial struggle simply because people don't know the rules of the game. They haven't been taught.
Yeah. You can't win if you don't know the rules.
You've highlighted a critical systemic issue, and what really stands out to me is how foundational this knowledge is, yet how absent it is from mainstream education.
Seems like a huge oversight.
That lack of knowledge truly keeps people stuck in the same financial cycle because they simply don't have the fundamental tools or understanding to navigate the system effectively. Without knowing how to budget, how money works, or the basic principles of investing, individuals are essentially trying to play a game without knowing the rules.
Flying blind financially.
Pretty much. They might work incredibly hard, earn a good income, but consistently make financial decisions that unwittingly undermine their own progress. This often creates a cycle where financial struggles are perceived as personal failings rather than a consequence of an unaddressed knowledge gap.
People blame themselves instead of the lack of education.
Often, yes. Furthermore, this lack of education often leads to a significant intimidation factor. Finance can seem complex and overwhelming from the outside, full of jargon and seemingly advanced concepts like asset allocation or diversification.
It sounds scary and complicated.
It can. People often feel they should know these things but don't, which can lead to inaction, fear of asking questions, and a reluctance to engage with their finances at all,
So they just avoid it.
which perpetuates the problem, making it even harder to break free without that initial spark of accessible, foundational learning that demystifies the process.
That feeling of being intimidated is a huge barrier for so many. So, with that in mind, what's our strategy for overcoming this knowledge gap? How do we learn this stuff if school didn't teach us?
Well, the good news is it's more accessible than ever.
The good news, and this is truly empowering, is that the escape from this knowledge gap is easier than you think. You absolutely don't need a degree in finance or years of specialized training to get started.
No PhD required.
Definitely not. The core concepts are surprisingly straightforward once they're explained clearly. You just need the basics, and they are incredibly powerful. Our source outlines these perfectly. Learn how to budget.
Step 1, know where the money goes.
This is the cornerstone of all financial planning, knowing where your money goes. And it's not just about tracking, it's about intentional spending. You can choose from various methods, the 50-30-20 rule.
Needs, wants, savings.
Right. 50% needs, 30% wants, 20% savings debt, or zero-based budgeting.
Every dollar has a job.
Exactly. Or even a simple envelope system. The key is finding one that works for you.
Find your system. Okay, what's next?
Next, understand compound interest. This is often called the eighth wonder of the world, and for good reason.
Einstein supposedly said that, right?
Maybe. It's the magic of earning interest not just on your initial capital, but also on the accumulated interest, creating a snowball effect. This seemingly small concept is the engine behind virtually all long-term wealth creation.
And understanding it means the difference between your money working hard for you or you working hard for your money. Big difference.
Huge difference. And finally, know the difference between assets and liabilities.
The rich dad, poor dad concept.
Basically, yes. Simply put, an asset puts money in your pocket, like a rental property, a dividend stock, or an investment that grows in value, while a liability takes money out, like a credit card balance, a depreciating car, or a high-interest loan.
Assets feed you, liabilities eat you.
That's a good way to put it. This fundamental distinction helps you make smart choices about what to acquire and what to avoid. The accessibility of learning this vital information has never been greater.
So much available online now.
Right. Even watching videos like this deep dive or reading personal finance books can give you a huge advantage over most people. There are countless reputable websites, podcasts, free online courses, and community resources available.
You just have to seek it out.
You don't need to spend a fortune. Often, the best information is free or very low cost. It boils down to a powerful truth. Knowledge really is power here. With even a basic understanding, you can start making informed decisions that change your financial trajectory from one of struggle to one of strategic growth.
And this really highlights why, in an age of information overload, discerning reliable financial education is key.
Yeah, how do you know who to trust?
It's about empowering yourself to ask the right questions, to think critically about the advice you encounter, and to evaluate information from diverse sources. It's not just about consuming data, it's about developing the wisdom to apply it effectively and to seek out trusted, unbiased guides.
Learning how to learn about money.
In a way, yes. When you grasp these fundamental concepts, budgeting, compound interest, assets versus liabilities, you demystify finance. It stops being this intimidating, exclusive club full of secret handshakes
Yeah.
and becomes a set of understandable principles that anyone can apply. This demystification is what makes better, more confident financial decisions possible.
Takes the fear away.
It empowers you to sniff out bad financial advice, to negotiate better terms for loans or investments, and to identify opportunities where others see only complexity. It transforms you from a passive consumer into an active architect of your financial future, taking ownership and understanding the levers you can pull to effect profound change.
Okay, finally, let's talk about a trap that many fall into without even realizing its inherent risk until it's too late.
The single point of failure.
Exactly. Relying solely on one income stream, typically their job. For most of us, our job is our primary and often only source of income. It provides stability, benefits, and a sense of routine. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that, of
It's
course.
the default for most people.
It's how most people earn their living. The problem, however, is that if your entire financial stability depends on one paycheck, you're always one crisis away from being broke.
All your eggs in one basket.
Precisely. This creates a precarious situation, a single point of failure in your entire financial system. Imagine building a house on a single slender pillar. If that pillar falters, the whole structure collapses.
Good analogy. Very unstable.
Think about it in real-world terms as our source highlights. Jobs can disappear, companies lay people off, economies shift.
Well, we've certainly seen plenty of that.
We've seen it happen time and again, whether it's an industry downturn, technological disruption making certain roles obsolete, a company merger, or a global economic crisis like we've experienced in recent years. Suddenly, that single, seemingly stable paycheck vanishes.
And with it, your entire financial foundation crumbles.
Yeah. It's an uncomfortable truth, but one that's absolutely essential to acknowledge if you want to build true financial resilience and security.
You've perfectly captured the profound vulnerability inherent in relying on a single income stream. While a job is, and often must be, essential, smart financial planning acknowledges its inherent fragility in today's rapidly changing economic landscape.
Fragility, that's a good word for it, even if it feels stable day to day.
It is. This dependence creates immense pressure. Every decision you make, every bill you pay is tethered to that one source. It limits your financial agility, your ability to take calculated risks, or even to negotiate for better terms in your employment.
Because you're afraid to lose it.
Because the fear of losing that single income is so potent. You become an employee who must always say yes, because the alternative is too terrifying. What's fascinating here is that the need for diversification isn't just for investments. It's equally crucial for income itself.
Diversify your income like you diversify stocks.
Exactly. Just as you wouldn't put all your investment capital into a single stock or a single type of asset, you shouldn't rely solely on one job for your livelihood if you can help it. This trap is often overlooked because a stable job feels secure.
Feels secure, yeah.
But history has repeatedly shown us that stable is a relative term in the long run. The modern economy increasingly rewards adaptability and multiple points of financial ingress, not just singular reliance. It's about creating financial redundancy.
Financial redundancy, I like that.
So if one stream dries up, you have others to keep you afloat.
Okay, that's a powerful way to put it, financial redundancy. So, what's our strategy for creating more financial security and escaping the precariousness of a single income stream?
The escape.
Ugh.
Build multiple income streams.
Right. Now, I know what many of you might be thinking. That sounds overwhelming. I barely have time for one job, let alone 5 businesses. And you're right, that can be incredibly overwhelming and often unrealistic for most people.
Doesn't have to be 5 businesses overnight.
No. Our source wisely emphasizes that it can start small, be incremental, and doesn't require quitting your day job. Think about actionable, small starting points. For example, like freelancing.
Using skills you already have.
Exactly. Do you have a skill you already use in your job or a hobby you're passionate about, like writing, graphic design, virtual assistants, coding, or even social media management? Many platforms connect freelancers with clients looking for specific skills, allowing you to offer your expertise for a few hours a week in the evenings or on weekends.
Leverage your existing talents.
Or consider a side hustle. This could be anything from dog walking, tutoring, selling crafts online through Etsy, or even driving for a ride-sharing service. It's about leveraging existing skills or developing new ones to generate additional revenue.
Turning hobbies into income.
You could even turn a passion into profit, selling baked goods, offering gardening services, or providing local tours. Another option is investing in dividend-paying stocks.
Okay, that's more passive, requires capital, though.
It does require some initial capital and financial education, but it's a powerful way for your money to literally make you more money through passive income. These are shares in companies that regularly distribute a portion of their earnings to shareholders, often quarterly.
Money making money.
For someone seeking additional income, they can be a consistent, relatively passive cash flow, provided you understand the company's health and market volatility. Or even creating something online that generates passive income.
Like an ebook or a course.
Could be
Yeah.
an ebook, an online course teaching a skill you have, starting a blog with ad revenue, or creating digital products like templates or stock photos. The initial effort is high.
A lot of upfront work.
But once created, it can generate income with minimal ongoing maintenance. The key takeaway is that even $100 extra a month makes a difference.
Every little bit helps build that redundancy.
That's $1,200 a year that could go towards your emergency fund, paying off debt, or investing, providing both significant financial relief and a powerful psychological boost. It's about diversifying your financial portfolio, not just with assets, but with active and passive income sources.
Ultimately, this boils down to creating layers of financial security and freedom. Building multiple income streams isn't just about bringing in more money. It's profoundly about creating resilience.
Resilience again, that seems to be a theme.
It's crucial. It fundamentally shifts your mindset from dependence on a single entity to empowerment through diverse contributions. This approach provides a crucial buffer against economic shocks.
This safety net.
If one income stream falters, say, you face a layoff from your primary job, you have others to fall back on, preventing a complete financial collapse and allowing you to recover with greater stability. It also significantly accelerates wealth building.
Speeds things up.
Imagine the difference an extra few $100s a month can make when consistently invested over several years, truly benefiting from the power of compound interest we discussed. This strategy provides more flexibility in your career choices, more options in life, and ultimately greater control over your financial destiny.
More control, less fear.
It moves you from being a passive employee to an active financial strategist, constantly seeking ways to strengthen your financial position, which is an incredibly empowering transformation for anyone looking to break free from the broke cycle. Hashtag tag outro.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground today, haven't we?
We certainly have 5 big traps.
We've explored 5 significant reasons why many Americans find themselves stuck in a cycle of being broke, even when they're working hard. The insidious creep of lifestyle inflation,
The treadmill.
the silent wealth-killing power of credit card debt,
A high interest drain.
the profound vulnerability caused by the absence of an emergency fund,
The lack of a shield.
the pervasive knowledge gap in financial education,
Not knowing the rules.
and the inherent risk of relying on just one income stream.
The single point of failure.
But more importantly, we've laid out clear, practical pathways to escape these traps. To recap your action plan, we talked about number 1,
Learning to live below your means by intentionally paying yourself first with every income increase.
number 2,
Aggressively paying off high-interest debt using methods like the debt avalanche or snowball.
3,
Starting and consistently building an emergency fund, aiming for 3 to 6 months of expenses in a high-yield savings account.
4,
Actively educating yourself about money fundamentals like budgeting, compound interest, and the difference between assets and liabilities.
and finally 5.
And strategically building more than one income stream to diversify your financial resilience.
Remember, you don't have to tackle all of these at once. That can feel overwhelming and lead to inaction.
Definitely start small. Pick one.
Pick one, the one that resonates most with you, or the one that feels most achievable right now. Take even one of these steps, and you'll already be ahead of most people, setting yourself on a completely different trajectory toward financial security and freedom.
So our final thought for you, our listener, is this. Consider which of these 5 traps you think is the hardest to escape in your own life.
Good question for reflection.
Is it the allure of lifestyle upgrades, the persistent weight of credit card balances, the daunting task of building an emergency fund from scratch, overcoming the initial hurdle of financial education, or finding the time and energy to cultivate additional income streams?
Identifying your biggest personal hurdle.
Understanding the specific challenge that resonates most with you is the crucial first step to overcoming it. While staying broke might be the norm for many, remember that you absolutely have the power to write a different story for your financial future.
You're not stuck if you choose not to be.
Exactly. The journey of escape begins with one conscious decision made today to actively engage with your finances and chart a new, more empowered course. That conscious decision is truly the most powerful tool you possess.